welcome to Sewing with Tamara and Tamara Fashion Style. Today in this tutorial I'm here to show you how to sew a simple zipper. Now I'm going to show you my way of attaching a zipper to a skirt. We won't be doing a skirt. We'll get two pieces of fabric and the same method you can apply to your skirt. I'm going to show you a quick and easy and simple way how I do it, and I love doing it this way. So I'm going to show you how to apply a zipper to your skirt or a top or a dress. The same method apply for all three. So thanks for joining me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. I always like to get welcome new subscriber. I always enjoy your comment. You can ask me any question, leave your comment. I will try my best to get back to you. Check out my blog at tamarafashionstyle.web. Check out my sewing lesson that going on right now at Sewing with Tamara at thinkfit.com. You can find me on Facebook, and you can find me here also on YouTube. So subscribe, turn on your notifications so you won't get left behind. So in this video we will learn all about the zipper. So let's get started with the tools you will need to sew a simple zipper. So the item you will need to attach the zipper, if you is a beginner, follow along with me with a piece of fabric. So I have a piece of fabric here. This is a cheap piece of polyester fabric. You will need a piece of fabric, you will need thread, you will need a chalk roller, you would need a ruler, you would need a zipper and a sewing machine. Now we're going to attach this zipper to a piece of fabric. So let's get started in doing this. So now I'm going to move these aside because a lot of people are timid in attaching zipper. I used to be afraid of attaching zipper, but I learned by step, years and years and months and days. I keep practicing this to attach zipper, and now I am not afraid anymore of attaching zipper. I conquer that fear. So now I'm going to show you how to do this. Now I have a piece of polyester fabric here, which I'm going to, this is a 1/4 yard of polyester fabric. I won't be using all of this. I only need 2 pieces of this fabric. So I'm going to open this fabric. I'm going to get my chalk ruler, and this is a 2-inch ruler I have here. So I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to take off a little piece of this fabric. Now I'm going to measure 10 inches down from the top of this cloth, the fabric. So I'm going to measure 10 inches down. I just want a little piece, and 6.5 inches wide. So I'm going to measure, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this fabric. So now I'm going to get my scissors. You will also need a scissors because you need the scissors, the fabric scissors. You're going to also need a fabric scissors. So I'm going to cut these 2 pieces of fabric. I used to afraid to sew zipper, but now I'm not afraid because now I could sew my zipper neat and nice. So I'm going to show you my easy method in attaching my zipper. So I'm going to remove this fabric, and now I have a piece of fabric cut on the fold. Now I'm going to, I see I have a line here, so I'm going to cut this down the center to get 2 pieces of fabric. So here I have 2 pieces of fabric. So now these 2 pieces of fabric, now I'm going to turn it to the right side, and now we're going to attach this zipper. Now they have many ways in attaching zipper. Now I'm going to put this like this, like that. Take 1 piece, put it on the top of the other piece like that. Let's measure out the zipper so we have enough room for the zipper to come and sew. So now I'm going to measure 1 inch in from the end here. So I have a 2-inch ruler. As I said, this is a 2-inch ruler I have here. So I'm going to measure in 1 inch from my 2-inch ruler so I could make a stitching line. So I'm going to measure 1 inch from the end, from the end of the fabric, and now I'm going to go and sew down this line here, a base stitch this line, and come back. So let's go to our sewing machine and let's base stitch this line and get this zipper on. So now I'm about to go and sew the line. You see that the line that I drew down this piece of fabric. I'm about to go and sew this. But before we sew it, for you beginners, what you need to do is get your pins, and we're gonna pin the two fabric together. Not on the line, pin it right in the end like this. Let me just turn it and show you. This is the line, so we just pinning right in the edge here. So this just to hold the fabric in place. So get your pins and just hold straighten, make your fabric even, and we just hold. I put in about 3 pins. For you beginners, you can put more, but 3 pins would hold it enough. And you're gonna pin like this. So we hold the fabric in place. So now we go in and we're gonna stitch on this line straight here. We base stitching. Now put your machine to the longest stitch your machine could go to. Put it to that so that we can begin base stitching this, and then we will press it. So let's go and let's base stitch this to the machine. So I am at my sewing machine here. I hope you guys can see. Let me just drop my camera down a little for you guys. I'm at my sewing machine right here, and I'm going to sew this. Let me give you some light. Let me see if I can give you some light. If you guys can see here, I'm going to give you some light. So I'm at my machine. So I'm going to base stitch down the line that we just drew on. So place your fabric under your sewing machine. Place it under your sewing machine. And on the line that we just draw down, you're going to base stitch it. Now, I am turning my machine to the longest stitch, which is 4, my own go-to. So I'm going to turn this to 4, and I'm going to base stitch this fabric. So I'm going to put my needle down into the fabric. And now I'm going to put my presser foot down, and now I'm going to base stitch this fabric. We are not back stitching. If you want, you could back stitch at the end a little just to hold it in place. All right, and then you come down and stitch in the line. Make sure you base stitch in the line. So we base stitching so we can put the zipper in place. So lean back stitching at the end. So leave a long thread, and now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get our scissors and we're gonna clip this thread, and then we will go back to the table. You clip your thread. You clip your thread, and now we're gonna go and press this seam open. Now go to your ironing board, and this. Now go to your ironing board, and the seam that we just stitched, you see the seam we just stitched, we're going to press it open. So open your fabric and open the seam like that. Open the seam like this. And go to your ironing board and press this seam open, and meet me back at the table. So after you finish pressing your seam open, right? This is what I tell you to do. Press the seam open. Because remember, we stitch here. So we press this seam open so it would look like this when we don't press it. Now turn your fabric, your skirt or your top or whatever you're doing over. And on these 2 seam allowance here, we have 2 seam allowance here. The seam allowance that the 1-inch seam allowance that we press. Now on that seam allowance, you're going to get your zipper. I'm using an 18 zipper. You're going to place it right in between the seam, the teeth of the zipper on this side here. This is the side we zipping down. Now you're going to take this side here, the teeth of this zipper, and we're going to place it right in between this seam here that we just sew. Right here in this seam that we just sew. So take your zipper, place it face down so the top of the zipper would be down onto the fabric. Place it down like this, and now you're going to get some pins, and we're going to pin it to the seam allowance. So now get your zipper and get one of the seam allowance, and we're gonna pin this zipper to the seam allowance. So make sure the teeth line up to the seam, and we only pinning onto the seam allowance. Pin into the seam allowance. So we pin one side of the seam allowance. We're not pinning onto the fabric. As you can see, the fabric is not pinned, it's just the seam allowance pin. Swing your fabric around, and we're gonna pin the other piece, the other zipper seam allowance to the hem allowance of this. Let's pretend it's our skirt. Alright, so you keep pinning, and now we're gonna go to our sewing machine, and we're gonna sew down on the seam allowance only. So when you go to sew, you're gonna flip your fabric like this to one side of you, and you're only sewing down the seam allowance. As you can see, no fabric is under here. All our fabric is to this side, so only the seam allowance we sewing down. When we finish sewing down this, we go back to our regular stitch on our sewing machine, and we sew down the zipper to the seam allowance. When we finish sewing down one, we take the other side, flip the skirt or the fabric or top or whatever back to the other side, and we sew down the other seam allowance, and then meet me back at the teeth. So after, now I'm at the sewing machine, and now I'm going to stitch down only one side of the seam allowance. Then when I finish this one side, I'm going to flip and sew the other sides. As you guys can see, my fabric is to my left. So on my sewing machine, I'm going to put all my fabric to the left of me, and I'm going to only stitch down the seam allowance. So I'm going to flip mine to the left of me, place my zipper foot, my foot over my sewing machine, and you guys should get, if you guys get a zipper foot, this what a zipper foot look like, and I have the one with the two at the left and the right, so I can stitch anyone. So this is what a zipper foot look like. So I'm going to change my regular sewing machine foot. The zipper, the reason to sew it with the zipper foot is because it get very close to the zipper teeth, where you will where you're gonna sew that zipper. So I will change my zipper foot. Let me just change my zipper foot here. I'm going to change my zipper foot. And now I'm going to place my zipper under my zipper foot with all of my fabric to the side of me. The left of me, I only stitch in on the seam allowance. So now I'm going to place my needle as close as ever to into my zipper, and my needle would be very close to the zipper. So I'll go ahead and I would stitch that. Now we're going back to our regular stitch on our machine. My own is 2.5, and now we're going to sew. Now we back stitching here, so we back stitch and continue sewing your zipper in place. Let me just get this back. Place your zipper down, and we're going to continue sewing. So we're only sewing onto the seam allowance, the one seam allowance that we need. Now when you near the zipper head, what we're going to do, we're going to raise our, with our needle down in our fabric, raise our presser foot where the zipper foot connect, and we're going to slide our zipper down. We're going to open our zipper so it can move out of the way, and then we're going to come back and we're going to sew our zipper in place like that. So back stitch. You're going to remove this one side, cut this one side, and you're going to flip your zipper again to the right side, put to the left side. That my fabric is the left side of me, so all my fabric is on this side here. So now we're gonna put our needle down in our zipper, and we're going to sew this zipper in place. Let me see if I can get the camera to give you a close-up shot, and we're gonna sew this zipper in place. Put my presser foot down. and we sew in the zipper. So when you reach close to the zipper head, we're going to raise our presser foot again, and we're going to get our zipper out of the way. We're going to get it out of the way. Sometimes you got to lift your needle out of the fabric, and we're going to get this out of the way. So we're going to zip this up. Place our needle down back. Continue sewing. Get the zip out of the way. And we're going to continue sewing. Take your pin out as you go. Back stitch. And now you're gonna reach me back at the table. To stitch in your zipper gonna look something like this. So you're gonna trim your thread. Trim your thread. So the zipper gonna be like this. As you can see, we did not stitch on this fabric. We only stitch on the seam allowance that we sew. So this, you will able to raise up your seam allowance, and you see your skirt or your top, no thread is on it. So this what your zipper will look like. So now to open the zipper, so as you can see, we cannot get to the zipper because we base stitch the thread, the top or the skirt, whatever one you're doing, right? I base stitch a piece of fabric, so I won't be able to get into the zipper unless I open out the base stitch. That's why I told you to base stitch instead of stitching it down. So now you're going to grab a seam ripper. You will also need a seam ripper. Sorry for not telling you from the beginning, but you're going to also need a seam ripper. And now you're going to look for the base stitch in between, and we're going to lose these base stitch out so that we can get to our zipper. So you're going to, don't rip your fabric or your skirt, don't rip it. And we're going to open that. Open now. I am using the zipper, the seam ripper that I'm using this part to put into my fabric, and I keeping this length part here up because I don't want it to rip my thing. So I'm inserting it like this, the ball going down into my fabric, and the point of the seam ripper facing me, it will be up, so because I don't want it to rip my fabric. This is the easy way in opening out base thread. But you must keep the pointed piece up facing you. So we opening this. And this is what your zipper would look like when you pull it up and you pull it down. This is what you know. If you're doing a skirt for the zipper, you will just stitch a piece right here. So when you open your zipper, it would be up. So this is what your zipper would look like when you finish stitching it. This is what it would look like. So zipper is not timid. You can sew your zipper how you want it. So when you don't attach it, this is what it would look like, right? If you're doing a skirt, you'll attach a piece right here. You'll stitch like a piece down here to keep it closed, and you just stitch your zipper here. But since it's a piece of fabric, I just want to show you how I attach my simple zipper. So you will clean your thread out. You will clean your thread out. Clean out your thread off your zipper. And you will go and press this zipper. So So this is my simple method in attaching a simple zipper. So go and press it, and then that's the way to attach a simple zipper. Easy, quick, and simple. So don't be timid into attaching zipper. So follow the direction that I give you, and you will attach that zipper so after you press it, this is what it's gonna look like. Very neat, very nice. Always clean up your loose ends. Always clean up your loose ends. So this is how we attach our zipper. So go and follow the same direction and get to attach your zipper. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial and you have a wonderful day. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial of sewing my simple zipper. This is a simple method, so I hope you enjoy it and you follow the direction that I give to you in attaching a zipper, and it will be quick, easy, and you won't be timid anymore to attaching a zipper. So this is my easy method in attaching the zipper, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and I'll be with you soon to show you more simple tutorial in the way how I get things done and how I do my easy method in doing things. So as I said, if you want to see more video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and any question you have, you can ask me. I will try my best to get back to you. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Bye.